making sterling silver poppy earrings. I took a metalsmithing class at the Craft Guild of Dallas, and this was my jeweler's bench that I used. So you're going to see me using all different parts of this bench. The first thing I had to do to make these earrings was to use my saw and to cut around this little piece of paper that I taped to the sterling silver. And I have to go through and saw each little tiny bit, one little part at a time. It's kind of like cutting with scissors, only with a saw. And I have to go around and around and around. It takes quite a while. These were the two pieces of silver after I had cut all the way around all those little curves. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking a file and I am using that to file the edges so they're not very rough anymore, so they won't have any sharp edges to them. Next, I'm going to use this charcoal block and this torch lighter, and it's going to help me light the torch. So I'm holding the torch in my left hand and I'm turning on the propane and lighting it. Then I'm getting it long enough between my thumb and my finger, and now I'm twisting on the oxygen so that it goes into the flame. I'm using this hot torch to heat up the metal and anneal it. Anneal means that I'm heating it up enough that it will be more bendable and I'll be able to maneuver it a little bit more. First I twist off the oxygen and then I twist off the propane and put that aside. And now I'm picking these up and carefully putting them just into some water so that they'll cool off so that I can touch them. Right now they don't exactly look silver, but that's okay. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put it into this crock pot that has what's called a pickle in it. So in the pickle, that means that it's getting cleaned by water and some stuff called pH down, which is similar to what you put in your swimming pool. Then I dip it in some water. I'm going to take both of these out, put it in just normal water, and in just a little bit I'm going to clean it in the sink with a special brush that has brass bristles on it. Now I'm taking a screwdriver that I actually took to a sanding wheel and made very sharp, and I'm making these lines in the metal. And now I'm taking it to a big bag of sand and I'm using a little hammer to make the edges a little bit more rounded and have a little bit more shape to them.
So in other words, there's more gas than oxygen. Then, by adding
I'm taking it to an anvil and I'm adding a little bit more texture to the back with the little ball hammer. Next, I'll take it to a dapping block and then I'll hammer in the center so that it will be concave. Once again, I have to anneal this metal, so that means I'm going to do the propane first. I'm going to add in the oxygen. I'm going to use this hot flame to get this metal really, really warm. And then I'm going to put it into the water. And this is just to make it so that it is more bendable again. Now for my favorite part. So this is fine silver. I'm cutting it into little tiny bits and I'm going to put them onto the charcoal block. And in a little bit, you're going to see me get the flame ready and I'm going to put the flame on it. And it is so cool because it just like magically, once it gets to a certain temperature, turns into a little ball.
That's a lot. You want to have the tip at least an inch or more from the metal. Turn it off. So turn the green off first and move it.
I love that. Now I've made a little metal basket that I've put the poppy petals on, and in just a second I'm going to attach the silver balls that I want to go in the center. So I'm adding on what's called flux, and flux is basically denatured alcohol and boric acid, and what this is doing is it's cleaning the metals so that the metals will want to stick together, because if they're dirty they don't want to stick together. So I'm using my tweezers, I'm using a paintbrush with the flux on it, and I'm getting a little bit of solder onto the center, and then I'm putting the silver ball on top of it. And in a little bit, I'll use a flame, but this time I don't do it on top. I'm actually going to do it on the bottom, because the solder always tries to go and move to where the heat is. And in this case, I want it to move to the bottom. Do they match? Now I'm spraying some stuff called Cupernil on it. This is basically just to make sure it's staying clean so that those metals will want to adhere to one another with the solder. I think it did it. In just a second, I can see the solder finally attach the balls on, and it's very hard to see. And then I'll take this and I'll put it in the water, then I'll put it in the pickle again, then I'll clean it with a brush, and then later I actually drill a little tiny hole through it so I can later make this into the earrings. So as you can see, I made earrings, and then later I also made a pendant for a necklace. I learned so much doing this whole process. Here's what it looks like when I'm actually wearing it. So my dangly earrings, and then you'll see the necklace. I hope you enjoyed seeing this whole process because it really is amazing.